Hey, this is Daniel from Sedona, and I want to share with you a little fun story that was first started by a teacher named Rupert Spira and shared by Chess Edwards, and I want to share it with you. And I know I'm going to get the details a little bit wrong, but the idea of it. So the idea is that John Smith, who's an actor, is playing the role of King Lear, and he's going through this one scene where his daughters are very mean to him and they're just treating him so badly, and he's so taken by this and he's crying and having a hard time. I don't know the whole story, but he gets done with the scene and he goes back to his dressing room and he does such a great performance. His friend wants to come and congratulate him, so he knocks on the door and he hears his friend John Smith crying, and he opens up the door and he says, "What's wrong? You did so fantastic out there." And John Smith says, "My daughters, I can't believe they treated me this way." Da, 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 da. And his friend's like, "What do you mean? You just played a role." And he says, "I know, and they were so mean to me." And da, da. He says, "Wait a minute, you're not really King Lear. You're really John Smith, and you were just playing the role. It's time to take off the costume." So the idea of this is that who was actually experiencing the role of King Lear? It wasn't King Lear. King Lear was just the role being played. It was actually John Smith that was experiencing all the emotions and the lines and the words and all that stuff. It was John Smith that was experiencing it, as indicated by him going to the dressing room and having a breakdown about it. So the idea of the story is to realize this is deep. Get ready. That I think Daniel is having the experience of this life, of the emotions, of the heartache and all that, but it's actually consciousness or conscious awareness that is having the experience of Daniel the character. It's not Daniel the character having the experience, it's consciousness having the experience. So back to John Smith and King Lear. King Lear is the role, King Lear is the character being played by John Smith. So it's just a sort of a metaphor of the two. So it's John Smith and King Lear, and it's Daniel and consciousness. So it's like something I heard a long time ago from a teacher named Adi Shanti. And he said that he was, doing so much Buddhist meditation. He was talking to these teachers, and they were talking about going through this for 40 years, and he said they still didn't get it. But and then he was sitting in his garden or in the backyard or something, and he was listening to the birds, and the question came, who is it that hears the birds? Who is it that hears the sounds? Is it this man, Adi Shanti, or is it consciousness moving through Adi Shanti? And I know that's maybe a new concept, but it's not something for your brain to really get. It's just something to kind of sit with, and just like when you're in your waking state or something, when your brain is really relaxed, to sit in that and just ask yourself this idea of, like when you're dreaming. So when you're dreaming and you have this dream and that you are someone else or you are yourself, and you're in the dream and you're experiencing this stuff, and there's emotions and feelings, and you get shot and you get the pain and all that stuff. Well, in the dream, it's not the person in the dream that's feeling all of it. You know that as you're having the dream, as you're asleep and you're like, and you're feeling all this stuff, you feel it. And even when you wake up, you go, wow, I felt the emotion. And you might even cry about it, that you felt the emotion of it, and it's very visceral to you, even though it was just a dream. So even that starts to make me think, like, when I die, is it going to be like, wow, that was a dream, I felt that, man. So it's just something to contemplate, just something to sit with and sit in meditation with. Thank you.